Well, hi everyone. I'm John Ritlin with another WrestleMania themed countdown. 10 WrestleMania matches that exceeded my expectations. According to some, I have such lofty expectations for wrestling and often want to be disappointed, so I can do nothing but rant. I don't know what evidence people have for this. Actually, this is true. Sometimes I do like ranting because it is fun, but often I just want to see really good wrestling. I want to see good stuff, and I want to see matches that I think are going to suck actually end up being pretty good, and that's the reason for this countdown. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are in the comments, because let's be honest, as wrestling fans, we can all sometimes temper our expectations, or, oh, this match is going to be bullshit, this is going to be absolute trash, and in the case of these, I really thought these matches weren't going to be any good, but my God, if they didn't surprise the fuck out of me. Now, whether these matches are actually particularly good, or just manages to reach the dizzying heights of decent, that's up for debate, and I'd love to hear what you guys have to say in the comments. So here we go. Number 10, Rock vs. Cena at WrestleMania 28. Honestly, I expected this to be absolute shit, even with the hype and, you know, the rap performances and all that stuff. And yeah, I didn't really care for those, but they made the match feel big. But I'm thinking, okay, there's no way they can match the hype. Now, from a technical standpoint, the match was not all that good. Now, John Cena does get a lot of flack and isn't actually all that bad in the ring. The Rock does a horrible sharpshooter, but is very flashy and actually does know what he's doing in the ring. He had been in the ring competitively for a while. Cena was the one that pretty much led this whole thing, but it wouldn't have worked with any other two guys. Sure, maybe it's a bit overhyped. Some people can think that if they want. I think these two delivered and really, you know, surprised me, because I was like, you know, Punk versus Jericho for the title should have been the main event. But nope, this deserved it. These two delivered, and Rock winning was absolutely goddamn amazing, because that crowd roared like crazy, and Cena looking all disappointed. It was the perfect end, except it wasn't the end, because they did a follow-up at WrestleMania 29, Rock versus Cena 2, Electric Boogaloo. But still, on this night, it was really good. Then we get to number 9, Undertaker versus Batista, WrestleMania 23. It wasn't that I didn't think these two could deliver something decent. I just didn't think it was going to be as good as it was. And it was probably because of the placement on the card. The hype had been okay. I think they did what they could and did the best they could to, like, you know, really make this world title match matter. But the fact that it was placed, like, middle of the card, you could just picture Undertaker saying, "Hey, Dave." Dave like, "Oh, hey, Taker. You want to just go out there and absolutely tear the house down and say, hey, follow that, motherfuckers?" "Yeah, Taker, let's do that." I don't know why they were hand puppets. I have no idea, but I can imagine that it was something like that. And boy, did they. Great delivery of some great near falls, some good strikes and everything. Batista was never going to end the streak, but there were a couple times where it's like, oh, crap, they could pull. No, Taker wins. But it was really good, and they showed that, hey, you should have placed this higher on the card. I'm not saying main event. I get why Shawn and Cena were the main event. Shawn, Cena. I get why they were the main event. But this really deserves more love and was really goddamn good. We then get to number 8. Vince McMahon versus Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 19. It was a street fight, and I didn't expect to see, you know, anything other than just these two guys, these two older guys in their 50s and not in any kind of athletic prime, being able to do anything other than just slug it out and be boring and be characters and hype up the crowd that way, but we weren't going to get to see all that much. Oh no, we got quite a bit. We got Vince McMahon bleeding goddamn buckets, doing a leg drop off a goddamn ladder, and some, you know, really stiff chair shot from Hulk Hogan to Vince McMahon's head. This was pretty fucking good. Was it great? No, but it was goddamn entertaining, and that look of just Vince, you know, getting the pipe and rising up and just, you know, the ring and there, you know, rising up above the ring and all that, and just, you know, bloody and everything, looking like Satan himself, and all. It was really, really good stuff, and it's just, I so expect this to be shit. I'm like, oh, this is gonna fucking suck, and I watch it, and after it's done, I go, why was I so fucking entertained by that? I just don't get it. Number 7, Triple H versus John Cena, WrestleMania 22. Another one that I expected to be kind of shit. Not because these two aren't good performers. But I'm thinking, great, Triple H in another main event. This is going to be, like, you know, the 3rd straight WrestleMania main event that he's been involved in. They were supposed to do another one of these at the following WrestleMania, but then Triple H suffered another quad injury, and Shawn took his place. And the match ended up being much better. The Chicago crowd made this. They were booing the shit out of Cena. They were cheering Triple H. But what made this was the fact that it was paced well. And John Cena winning just shocked the goddamn crowd. Triple H tapped out again. They were so goddamn shocked. He tapped out to Benoit at WrestleMania 20. He tapped out here 2 years later to John Cena, and the crowd was absolutely shocked. The entrances were great. This was a really damn good WrestleMania main event that I didn't expect much from, and I was really surprised by. We then get to number 6 from WrestleMania 33, because, I'm just including a whole bunch of entrances here and forgetting how numbers work. Shane McMahon versus AJ Styles. I don't know why this was so good. I also don't know why Shane McMahon was so competitive with AJ Styles, but you know what? On this night, by God, it ended up kind of working. Now, I kind of remember being a little bit worried when, I did the predictions for this pay-per-view a number of years ago, 3 to be exact. But this was really fucking good, and Shane McMahon showing that he could sort of hang with AJ Styles. Now, AJ, no doubt, was fucking calling a lot of this, and they had some good spots and everything, and you could have cut this down by a few minutes, but I expected this to really be absolute shit, and it wasn't. It was fucking great. It was really fucking great, and I was very, very happy that I was wrong about this match being the trash that I thought it would be. Sure, Shane McMahon, this was probably his peak as far as being in anything good as far as competitive matches, but boy, what a great partner to have in the ring to compete with. What a great dance partner to have, so to speak. And AJ Styles, these two really did deliver. Number 5, Shawn Michaels versus Vince McMahon at WrestleMania 22. It was no holds barred match and everything, and JR's commentary fucking making this, where Vince McMahon had that Muscle and Fitness magazine and said to him, it was just, Vince McMahon was just doing this, and JR is just like, calling him Satan himself, this kind of stuff. And you had all the interference in the Spirit Squad and all this stuff, but Shawn Michaels grabs the freaking poster and I just can't help but laugh about this. Grabs the Muscle and Fitness poster thing and just crowns Vince McMahon with it. As he's crying with it, JR says, yeah, hit him in the head with it, then shove it up his ass. And I don't know why that was so funny. I don't know why. That was one of JR's finest calls, because he was just having so much fun. Even when he was botching some things, you know what? He was having so much fun in that. And it was by no means, it had no right being as entertaining as it was. It was, yes, Vince McMahon got some shots in on Shawn and would beat him up a little bit, but it was really about Shawn gaining his revenge on Vince. At least, for the time being, until they did the Backlash thing where it was Shawn and God versus Vince and Shane. That was fun, but this was just great. The Spirit Squad interfering, and then them getting hit, them bringing the megaphone thing and getting hit in the head. They go, yeah, JR, bring your megaphone again, you idiots. Give Shawn Michaels a... Seriously, listen to JR's commentary on this. It's so fucking wonderful. But yeah, Vince getting just, crowned with a chair shot. It literally sounded like it sounded like a freaking M80 going off. It was amazing. Vince willing to take that was fucking insane. I don't know how the fuck no one got a concussion from that, and who says that nobody did. But then Vince getting the can put on, Shane getting beat up, getting handcuffed to the ropes, and then Shawn pulling out a hell of a ladder, hell of a tall ladder, doing the garbage can spot where he put the garbage can over Vince's head, put him on the table, and then did the elbow drop and just beat the shit out of him, hit him with sweet chin music. It was really good. It had no right being as fun as it was. Number 4, Triple H versus Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30. I expected this to be decent. I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. Now, Triple H, when he wants to, can actually deliver a good match and actually not have such a long one where he has to get all his shit in, and he can actually put somebody over proper. And this was an example of him doing that, in the right way. It's also not the last Triple H match that we're going to be seeing on this list. This was way better than it had any right to be. Not because of the two talents, just because you're thinking, okay, Triple H is just he's going to get Daniel Bryan over by not necessarily getting him over. He'll have him win, but it won't necessarily work, and it won't launch Daniel Bryan like it should. He did, and it was properly done. And yeah, he beat him up afterwards, but that was just storytelling. It was really, really good stuff, and I can't complain about it. It was the second best opening WrestleMania match of all time, in my opinion. Number 3, Hogan versus Rock at WrestleMania 18. The crowd was electric. Everything was great. This fucking match, if you take the crowd out of it, nothing. The match goes to like a 5 out of 10 at best. The crowd made it an 11 out of 10. I know that's not how ratings work, but goddamn, the crowd broke the rating system. I think, were shaking the foundation of the Sky Dome. That's how loud they were. When Hogan, cheering everything Hogan did, when Rock finally hit an offensive maneuver, the crowd just freaking eating Rock alive, just being so pissed. Him healing it up, doing this. Hogan hulking up, almost beating Rock, getting the, thing at the end where Rock had beaten him. Then had the handshake thing, and then Rock helping Hogan when the NWO confronted him. It was just great, great stuff. Hogan passing the torch to Rock, which he would run with until SummerSlam 2002, where he would pass the torch to Brock and then would leave to Hollywood, even though he would make some appearances in 03 and in 04. This was Rock's last, hurrah as being a full-time guy. But it was good for Hogan to pass the torch. If only he had done that years before to somebody. Hi, Randy Savage. I wish he had done that. But anyway. Number 2, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, WrestleMania 31. People may be shocked about this. I will say that I don't think this match is as great as some people say it is, in my personal opinion. Considering how much I thought this match would suck, it actually wasn't that bad. It actually had its moments where, okay, I can see why they put this in the main event. What saved it was Seth Rollins getting involved, no doubt about it, but it was pretty fucking good. Pretty good. And sure, the crowd was ready to ride when Roman Reigns was going to get the victory, and then Seth Rollins cashed in with the heist of the century. First ever cash in Money in the Bank at WrestleMania, and it should be the only one. Watch them do it. No, they can't do it this year, but watch them do it at some point. But they're too, trigger happy, wanting to, cash in immediately with the briefcase. But this match was goddamn good. Much better than I thought it was going to be. But it wasn't my favorite because, number 1, Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle versus Stephanie and Triple H at WrestleMania 34. People will know if you are a long-time subscriber to the channel, if you've been subscribed for a couple years, and I was talking about this match on Raw reviews and stuff, that I thought this match was going to be ass. I'm like, this is going to be terrible. You're involving Stephanie in a hot angle. You're doing this. And I didn't know how Ronda Rousey was going to do. I knew she was an athlete, but I'm like, okay, you got a diminished Kurt Angle. You got Triple H, not in the prime of his career, obviously. But you got all this stuff, the build and everything. It's not going to work all that well. By the end of it, I'm like, how is this so entertaining? This is so fucking brilliant. Much better than it has any goddamn right to be. Everything worked. The pacing. Whoever the fuck laid this out is a goddamn genius. This was fucking great. Ronda being there for everything, showing that she was truly willing to learn and do some great things. And her debut match. And it was smartly planned out where Ronda didn't have to do way too much, but she did the stuff with Triple H where she hit, the flurry of punches on him, everybody going crazy. Her picking up Triple H, showing her strength. Yeah, you could argue that Ronda Rousey, the person, isn't exactly all that great, but my God, this was fucking great. Ronda tapping out Stephanie was the perfect call. The instant that match was done, I'm like, wow, that was so much better than it should have been. And it was great stuff. To me, it was the match that delivered the most of WrestleMania weekend. Over-delivered, at least. Yes, TakeOver New Orleans had better matches. There's no doubt about that. But this was something that you just could absolutely sink your teeth into, and it had no right being as good as it was. So that's my list of 10 matches. Let me know what your matches are in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retlin. I'll see you soon.